Okay, welcome back to Things Top Notch Academy. So we're looking at this differentiation and we've treated two methods, which is differentiation method. We also treated first principle method, but we're also going to look at the first principle method that involves a division sign. So first principle. Let's say we are given this example to solve y is equals to 1 over what? S squared using the first principle method as change in else tends to 0. Okay, so we're given this question to solve. What do? You start solving by saying let y equals to y plus change in y. Alright? The next thing should be let else equals what? S plus change in else. And that's what you need to do. Then the next step you are going to take is to substitute the values of y and what? Else, being y plus change in y and s plus change in else. So now we have y is equals to 1 over s squared, which is what is given. So, and y is this. So it cannot be what? Y plus change in y is equals to. Then s is this. It will be 1 all over what? S plus change in else all squared. Okay, because s is squared there. So you square the whole thing inside the bracket. So if you look at this now, the next step you need to do is to expand this. When you expand this, you are going to have s plus change in else, then bracket s plus change in else. So this is going to give us s squared plus s change in else plus s change in else plus change in s squared. So if you add everything together, you're going to have s squared plus 2s change in s plus change in s squared. And that is what you're going to substitute here, which will give us y plus change in y is equals to 1 all over, then the value of this, which is s squared plus 2s change in s plus change in s squared. So let's make change in y the subject of the equation or formula. So this will go, we have change in y is equals to 1 all over s squared plus 2s change in s plus change in s squared minus y. Then recall that we're given y equals to s raised to power 3. Sorry, we're given y equals to 1 over what? S squared. So now you substitute this value in place of this and we'll have something of this kind. Change in y is equals to 1 all over s squared plus 2s change in s plus change in s squared minus 1 all over what? S squared. So that's what you're going to have. Now, next thing you need to do is to look for the LCM of the denominators. Which will now give us change in y is equals to the LCM of the denominator will now be s squared plus 2s change in s plus change in s squared, then bracket. So the next one will be s squared. Alright, that is the LCM. Such that if this divided by this, you are going to have 1. 1 multiplied by 1 is what? 1. Then you put your minus. Okay, then if this divided by this, we are going to have this. Then if this divided by this, you are going to have this multiplied by what is up here, we are going to still have brackets s squared plus 2x changing x plus changing s squared. So remember, this we divided by this and it was giving us this, so multiply, so we're having here s squared. All right, so now can I clear the bracket? So which will give us change in y is equals to s squared minus s squared minus 2x change in s minus change in s squared, all divided by s squared plus 2x change in s plus change in s squared bracket s squared. Okay, so now this and this can go. Okay, so it will now remain change in y is equals to minus 2s change in s minus change in s squared all over. Then if you multiply this, we are going to have s raised power 4, all right, then plus this going against this is 2s raised power 3, okay, changing s, then plus this going against this should be s squared changing s squared. Okay, so next thing you need to do is to factor out what they have in common in the numerator, which will now give us change in y, okay, is equals to, they have change in s and change in s in common here. So can I bring out change in s, what they have in common, then minus 2s minus change in s. That's what you're going to have, all divided by s raised power s raised power 4 plus 2x raised power 3 change in s plus s raised power 2 change in s squared. Then for us to get the y over delta y over delta s, we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by 1 over change in s. So I'm doing that now. Here should now be 1 over what delta s, and here will be what over what change in what s, such that this will go against this. All right, then it will now remain change in y over change in s is equals to what, minus 2s minus change in s all over s raised power 4 plus 2s raised power 3 plus change in s, then plus s squared change in what, s squared. Then you can now recall that as change in s tends to what, 0. So whenever you see change in s this side, you are going to substitute 0 as a value. All right, so now you have change in y over change in x is equals to minus 2s minus 0 all over what, s raised power 4 plus 2s raised power 3 bracket 0 plus s raised power 2 bracket what, 0. So, and if you have 0 multiplying a particular number, it means that number is also what, 0. Now we're going to have this change in y over change in f is equals to minus 2s all over, all these are 0. All right, so you have s raised power what? 4. Okay? So it's either you leave it here or you continue to solve and you get minus 2 then s raised power what? 1 minus 4, which is going to give us minus 2s raised power what? Minus 3. Okay? It's either this is the answer or you also continue to solve to get this. Changing y all over changing f can now give us, this is the same as minus 2 all over what? S raised by 3. Okay? So this is how you solve this. Please, for you now, what you do is apply the general method and solve this particular problem, which is y is equal to 1 over what? S squared. So I know whether if you are going to arrive at this particular answer that we got using the first principle method. Okay? Please, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you do that. And if you have any challenge in terms of solving what I've given to you, please drop it in the comment section. All right? Thank you and remain blessed.